What is going on, guys? It's your boy CJ back again with another Division video. I know I haven't been uploading in the last couple of days, but I'm gonna get into that. I do have an update video coming out, so for people who are wondering what the fuck I've been doing last week or so, I'll get into that in another video. But today I'm going to be talking about what you guys should be doing to prepare for the 1.6 update. I know this video is kind of late. I've actually had this video kind of prepared for a while, but I just didn't get to talking about everything and putting the video together, which is just something I really slack on doing as a YouTuber, but whatever. So let's get right into it. So the first thing you guys want to do is read the patch notes, guys. I cannot stress this enough. No matter what you hear on YouTube, no matter what any YouTuber, smaller than me, bigger than me, or me for that matter, says, nothing will be more accurate than what you're going to read on the patch notes. If there are any questions that you may have throughout this video, what's going to change, what's going to happen, with certain shit, there is no better place to look than on the patch notes. I'm going to leave link in the description below. You guys can go check that out. I do highly recommend to go and read that thoroughly, and there are stuff that you can change with the way that you play now to be more used to how the game is going to work. For example, medkits will now remove status effects in 1.6. Now in 1.5 there's a mask that does the same thing, so that mask will technically be it won't be useful in 1.6 because that's gonna happen by default anyways. But if you want to test that out and try to play with the debate, you can always put that mask on and try and see which situations are best to use a med kit instead of just taking the damage or whatever, instead of wasting a med kit or whatever. There are different things that you can change that are on the patch notes that you can actually get used to before the 1.6 update comes out. As well as another example, for us hip fire PvPers while aiming down the sight, guys. Practice that. That is one of the biggest things that is coming to the game. You guys want to learn to aim down the fucking sight for once, guys, because that hip firing shit is not going to be useful. It's getting a huge nerf, and if you guys want to read more about that, again, I said go look on the patch notes. So that is all I gotta say about that. Let's get into some other things. Now the second thing I want you guys to be doing is keeping all your Phoenix credits. Have your max Phoenix credits. The max right now is 2,000, but it's going to be 5,000 in the next patch. But sell all the shit that you don't need. Have a bunch of Phoenix credits, have a bunch of Dark Zone funds, so just have all that stuff ready, because you're gonna be recalibrating a lot when the 1.6 update drops. And people might think, oh, already have my build, all you gotta do is wait for the health to come on my armor rolls and shit. Well, no, it's not as simple as that. So just have all that money to recalibrate certain stuff, because it's going to be very useful for you, because you're probably going to spend a lot of time just trying to recalibrate those new skills and shit, because there are skills that people think are good right now that will not be good in 1.6, or at least not be as strong as they used to be. So definitely make sure to keep that in mind, that certain things are going to be different. Now the third thing I want to talk about is farming named weapons. I'm pretty sure I've talked about this in a previous video, but you guys should definitely be doing that, because the named weapons are going to be so much fun in the 1.6 update. I'm not going to go over all the talents, because a lot of people have covered that already, and as I said before, you can go see them on the patch notes. But there are so many different talents that you can play with on each of the named weapons, and it's going to make build diversity and just build and gameplay overall just so much more fun and unique, which I think is very awesome. So if you don't have much else to do, you don't have to farm too hard, but I'm gonna get into that after this. But if you're not doing anything, if you're just chilling around and you're just in the dark zone fucking around, and you're just standing around in a circle with a bunch of people, no one's doing anything, get out of the dark zone, go farm, I don't know, Dragon's Nest, to get your golden rhino, or the Falcon's Lost to get the warlord. Just go do what you got to do to get those weapons, because they are going to be really viable in 1.6. So just keep that in mind. Try to just be efficient, guys, because if you just sit around and do nothing, you're gonna be behind. You want to prepare and not be behind everyone that was doing what I'm doing. Being efficient. Making the time that I'm on the game, worth something at this point. So without ramble on about that, I'm gonna get into the next thing. Now, if you're doing your weeklies, you're running those missions, guys, save those caches, because in the 1.6 update, the weekly caches that you get from your weekly missions are going to turn into exotic caches, which are guaranteed exotic weapons or named gear pieces, which means that you'll be able to get your little Raybear's chest piece that you've been farming thousands of times for and still haven't got, or just the skulls MC loves, or maybe that really god rolls from Maz that would be really sick on a high-end build in 1.6. Granted, you make it work properly, but there's just so many there's so many more options now, because even if you don't get what you want from those exotic caches, at least you get something that's good. Once you can you can have more chances. So if you're farming those weeklies, make sure to keep them. Even if you have 3 or 4 saved up, even if you don't have a lot of time, because we don't know when the update is coming out, just make sure to keep them, because even if you have 3 or 1, even, at least you get that extra chance without having to do that legendary mission from the get-go. So that's all I gotta say about that. Now, the last thing I want to talk about, keeping all of your gear and just throwing away the ones that are just bad. All right, because every gear set, even if it's Nomad or Deadeye, sets that aren't too good in 1.5, they will be good in 1.6. I cannot stress this enough, that 1.6 is going to be very, very good for build diversity. You're not just gonna have to run Alpha Bridge to stay up with the meta or whatever they call it. You're going to be able to make a bunch of different sets for different situations, whether or not you're in PvP or PvE. There are just so many different things that you can do with each and every gear set. So if you come across them while you're farming and they have a decent role, even if you don't think you might use them like right now, or you might not use them in 1.6, because you have no idea what the meta will be, or what will be really good and what will be really bad, keep it anyways, guys. And if 1.6 comes out and you're 100% sure you don't want to use it, then fine. But having all those pieces, having a bunch of different gear pieces that you can recalibrate once 1.6 comes out, will be a lot more useful to you. Because I've made this mistake in 1.4 transitioning to 1.5, where I didn't keep certain gear sets and stuff, or didn't farm for certain things, and then 1.5 came out and I'm here like, well, I didn't realize this shit was actually good. Now, so just try and keep that in mind. Like, there are so many sets that are going to be very good, and at least if they're not the best, they're going to at least be fun to play with, and you're not gonna have to spec so much into one thing to be good. So just try to keep that in mind. Keep those god roll Deadeye chest pieces, or god roll Predator's Mark pieces, or whatever. Just keep them there, because they might be useful for you, whether or not it's the 4-piece or the 3-piece talents that are on it. So keep that in mind. Just keep that there. Now, with the weapons, I know there's a lot of talk about which weapons are going to be good, and should I be keeping them or whatnot. I do recommend keeping all of your weapons that have good rolls on it right now, because as you guys know, SMGs are going to be rolled into crit chance as their main attribute instead of critical hit damage. So that is going to be really, really dope, guys, especially for the people that like to run crit chance, crit damage builds, and very good for console players, because we can't hit headshots as much as PC players. So having those builds that we can use dedicated to crit chance and crit damage, so we're not aiming to the head 24/7, is going to be really cool. So with that being said, ARs are still going to be good, SMGs are going to be good. Now, I'm not going to say that SMG is going to be the new meta, or AR is going to be the new meta, because I doubt it. That from what I've seen, and if you guys have watched skill up video, you guys will probably understand what I'm talking about. One weapon does not outlast the others right now. Like ARs and SMGs are pretty much just balanced at this state. None of them are substantially better than the other. And as well as sniper rifles are going to be really damn good, especially with armor not being the best in slot. Having a sniper rifle alpha bridge build, even without that whole Provident glitch and stuff, is going to be really good. They're gonna hit harder now because there's not so much armor mitigation as a factor anymore. So just try and keep that in mind, as well as LMGs. I'm not sure how LMGs are gonna be, but LMGs are really good for PvE, and with the pecan and stuff coming with their new talents, it's going to be even better. So with that being said, all of the weapons are going to be good for once. So if you have good rolls on any of your weapons, whether SMGs, LMGs, snipers, assault rifles, keep them, because you might want to use them. You might feel like, hey, I like using SMGs better than the ARs because they're more stable or whatever, and you might switch. So just be prepared for that. If you're gonna go for SMGs, I would recommend farming the AUG, the MP7, the MP5, because those are going to be probably the best SMGs out there. Of course, the ARs are kind of stay the same, the lightweight M4, LVOAC, all that stuff, and LMGs, infantry, MG5, Blackmar RPK, it's kind of the same thing. Not a lot is changing, but they're just going to be more balanced and more useful at this point. That's all I gotta say about that. That is really all I can say about getting ready for 1.6. Honestly, guys, all it is just being efficient with what you're doing. Don't spend an hour walking around in circles in the DZ, talking shit to each other back and forth, when you could be completing some incursions to get your warlord or whatever. Because at the end of the day, if there's something that you want really badly, like let's say I'm trying to go for urban MDR, and I'm just sitting there in the dark zone, just talking shit, just fucking around, doing PvP or whatever, and then 1.6 comes out and urban MDR getting the buff that it is getting starts to be really good, and so many people are using urban MDR and they're slapping me with it. I'm gonna hate the fact that I spent all that time that I could have had running survival. I just spent it fucking around in the dark zone. So just try to be efficient when you guys are online playing, because it's to your benefit. That's all I gotta say. So it's been your boy CJ. I'll have an update video for you guys probably in the next couple of days, and that is it for this video. If you agree or disagree with anything that I said, go ahead and comment why you think that or whatever. Understand, try to be respectful in the comment section. I don't want to see none of that bullshit that I keep seeing. Not just on my channel, but on other people's channel, where they just try to talk about their opinion, and they just get shit on for it. People just need to respect other people's opinion. I respect your opinion just as much as you respect mine, so just try to keep it chill, leave your feedback, and that's all I gotta say. It's been your boy. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.